So I've been working here for like 14 years, and in that 14 years, John O'Brien has been such a fucking pain in the ass. Most days when I come in here, it's something, and even like the first week I started working here, this asshole calls me up, John O'Brien calls me up at like 4 o'clock in the morning and leaves a voicemail about how he needs a shirt because he's sweating so bad. He wants me to bring him one of my t-shirts. One of my smelly old t-shirts he wants to wear because he's sweating so bad. For what? So he can put his stink on it? For the first probably 2 or 3 years, I had that bobblehead, that bobblehead at home, the John O'Brien bobblehead, and I would yell at it and scream at it. My wife thought, like, you're freaking going nuts. And then, like, not only would I yell and scream at it, but I would take my penis out and slap the side of its head to give it a mushroom stamp on the side. But you know what? My wife said, you need to figure out different ways to take your anger out on this man, because this is not healthy.
I think the reason why John is so easily aggravated is because he lacks the ability to understand or appreciate joy. There's no gene in his body that accepts joy. He doesn't like the sound of children laughing. He hates a nice breezy fall day. He looks for everything to have a thick, crusty layer of misery all wrapped up around him. It's been said that John O'Brien has a heart of gold, smothered in asshole, and covered in a piece of dog shit.
So for the longest time, I was getting so annoyed with him. He would get on my nerves because he was so miserable. But then finally one day I said, you know what? I'm going to switch the shoes here. I'm going to switch the tables. I'm going to turn the lazy Susan in the cabinet. That's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to make his life fucking miserable. What is the thing that annoys you the most about Steve?
How would you like me to list that? Alphabetically, chronologically? As a matter of fact, I anticipated this question, so I actually wrote them down, and
you name one thing off the top of your head.
One thing off the top of my head, that bothers me the most, would probably be the breathing. And the exhaling, and the inhaling, and the exhaling. It never seems to end.
I believe that's called life.
Well, someone needs to stop.
John is annoyed by some of the things that come out of Steve's mouth. Noises, impersonations, anything that's repeated in a loud, noisy way, like a wah, or an ah, or eh. Any of those noises will drive John crazy. I happen to love it. I also happen to love whenever like a Moody Blues song is dropped into the middle of a newscast.
The Clippers are going to be playing on Tuesday afternoon.
David!
Usually happens on Tuesdays.
And it's come to the point where it's not even just for laughs anymore. It's just deeply satisfying to watch him cringe, because it's like years and years of him slewing his bullshit. Oh, I've got cancer. Oh, I'm going to the cannabis shop. Oh, I got bit by a dog.
It's 8:35 at Baxter O'Brien at Rock 102. It's time for news. Here's local radio icon Steve Nagle.
Actually, it's Ron Shamella's famous fun facts for a Friday night. Here we got
How many times?
Did you know the smell of fresh cut grass is a distress signal? The Verrazano Narrows Bridge in New York City was misspelled for 50 years.
Steven!
Some of the things that Steve has done that really annoyed John is the death of his wife, the birth of his children.
Yeah, and then, he complains about me. He complains about me with the dead wife card. Let me tell you something about that, pal. That dead wife card, that's good for at least another 3 more years.
The grieving for the dead wife window has been closed and nailed shut and painted over.
John has a problem when Steve talks about Kim Kardashian and Caitlyn Jenner and Kanye. I don't think John even knows who any of those people are.
Everyone stop talking about my wife's squish mitten. Have you ever worn my wife's squish mitten, John O'Brien?
No, I have not.
Do you want to try wear a striped squish mitten, John O'Brien?
No, thank you.
Would you like to try the squish mitten?
Kanye!
So what would you think would be the best possible solution to all of this?
Does the name Andrea Yates ring a bell?
I think I realized that this was going to work out when it became so much goddamn fun to piss him off every day. It was just so easy. It just came so natural. It just, all I had to do was just say, "Good morning, John, how are you?" And the reaction would be, "Fuck you, Bax, leave me alone." And after that, it was all gravy.
So, I mean, I don't know where this is going to go. I just signed another 5-year deal here. That's 5 years. That's a long, long time to be coming up with new material every day. But when management asked me, they're like, "Well, what are you going to do to better the company?" And I'm like, throwing out a line of bullshit like, "Oh, I'll be here every day on time, and I'll try to show up for events and things like that, and hang out with those shitty people at the Rock 102 work release." But the main thing that really sealed the deal was like, I am going to annoy the shit out of John O'Brien every fucking day that I'm here. And they were like, "Sign this paper."
When John was 5 years old, Justin Lodge from the Moody Blues actually beat John O'Brien in the head with a claw hammer. That's one of the reasons why the head is so large.